everything is going perfect in a relationship. You're both sharing your feelings with each other. You both enjoy spending time together. Honesty is there, communication is there, but then randomly and suddenly, the man does not communicate as much. There is not as much intimacy. You get confused about what he's feeling, and the more you try to get closer to him, the more distant he becomes. So what happened? In today's video, we're gonna learn, why do men do this? What does it really mean? The biggest mistake that women make when this is happening or about to happen, and why this prevents the man from returning back to you. So the first step, why do men do this? Men naturally need to pull back before they can get closer. And this is unusual for women because women typically pull away from their partners when they've been hurt or when their partner does something wrong. Here's what's happening with the men. Men need to separate themselves occasionally to rediscover their need for love and for intimacy. They may begin to lose their sense of self by becoming too deeply involved in their partner's feelings, problems, desires, needs, and emotions. They often want to reestablish their individual identity by spending time alone. This is a valid need for men, as it allows them to fulfill their own sense of autonomy. This is what the cycle looks like. Men have two phases, autonomy and intimacy. When there is too much intimacy, a man has to retreat back to his cave. Once he feels recharged, he comes back as if he never left. And once the man's motivation returns, it comes back with full force and at the same level at which he left. So you could take this and say, like, men leave warm and they come back warm. Now for women, this doesn't really make sense. When he returns, he's just as affectionate as he used to be, even after spending time away without any affection. This isn't normal for women. Women mistakenly start to doubt themselves and their own love when the man is getting close to pulling away or is pulling away and is already distant. Only those who are unaware of this cycle feel this way because they start to blame themselves and they start to think that they did something wrong to turn the man off or to scare him away. But this is not really the case. This is just a natural part of the man's cycle to pull away. This is the biggest mistake that women can make. The biggest mistake that women make is when you start to notice your man starting to become distant, is running after him. The men need space, and when you're starting to run after him emotionally or physically or mentally, you're preventing him from getting that feeling that he needs you and that he wants to be with you. This is what often happens with women. Women can unconsciously sense when a man is about to take his leave or take his break to the cave. And they try to make more connections with him and try to get him to open up and talk and try to build more intimacy, try to get more connection, like saying like, hey, I'm here. And this only continues to push him away. Then she starts to think that he doesn't want to talk or he doesn't care for me. And that is where the biggest mistake lies. So the truth is, when the woman opens up and you're sharing, it actually causes the man to become more intimate. But as the man becomes more intimate, he starts to become invested, as we said before, into the emotions, the feelings, and he needs to then have his own autonomy and he needs to find himself again, and he starts to pull away. So it may seem like the woman is causing the man to leave, but it's not what the woman is saying, it's when you're saying it. Especially if he's already starting to become distant, you notice him getting further away, and you start to open up and share more with him, that's gonna cause him to become more intimate, and at that moment, he's gonna wanna pull away. So it seems like you caused it, but it's not about what you said. He does wanna listen, he does wanna be there, but men need to return to themselves temporarily to come back at full strength. So let's get into the solution now. When is the best time to talk to a man? The best time to open up, be intimate, and talk to the man as much as you like is as soon as he comes back from his cave. And you'll know when he comes back from his cave, because he will appear to be extremely loving, supportive, and you'll notice it right away. These are the most common issues that women have when they're about to talk to their man. And number one is that they're afraid to talk, because the last time she was talking to the man, he pulled away. 2, she's afraid that the man is upset and she wants him to initiate the conversation about his feelings, right? Or 3, she has too much to say and she doesn't want to be rude or take up the whole conversation. So how are we going to have better conversations when the right moment comes? For women, it's best when you initiate the conversations, because men don't usually feel the need to talk first. Men don't really talk unless there's like a reason to, and they're especially not going to start with talking about their feelings unless you have a very feminine man. When you start to share your feelings first, you give him a reason for him to talk about his own feelings. So if you want that intimacy, when the man comes back from his cave, when he starts to return and start to show you that love and support, that's when you should start opening up and talking to him, and he's going to be right there to listen. Before you begin to talk with your man, tell him that it'll make you feel better if he just listens to you and that he doesn't need to say anything. After you talk with him for a while, thank him. Tell him thank you for listening and that it helped you and you feel a whole lot better. This makes him learn and understand that woman, he helps you understand women in total, because he learns that just by listening, he's providing a lot of value to you. Understanding these differences is going to help you have more intimate conversations. It's going to make you become more close and connected with your partner. And you're going to be able to communicate and understand each other better without having to change your habits and your differences too much. Learning our differences is what's going to help us communicate and understand each other much better in a way where we can, just because we understand, now we're able to go in the right direction. We're able to have some forgiveness. You might not even feel like you even need to forgive your partner, because you understand that this is part of their natural cycle. I hope this video has brought you a lot of value, and in the next conversation, it will go a whole lot smoother for you. Let me know in the comments down below if you want a series for men and a series for women. I want all of you to be able to understand the other gender to the fullest extent. So if you want to see how like understanding men first or understanding women first, just put that in the comments below. Just give it a big comment, say I want the understanding men series or I want the understanding women series, and we're gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and make a whole series, make it into a playlist, and by the end of that series you should know everything about the other gender, including mostly the differences, because once you understand the differences, then you'll be able to have the right kind of relationship that you're looking for. Anyway, thank you again for watching. My Patreon is down in the description. Go ahead and join. You're gonna get updated on all my videos.